Yes. Tell me.
Okay.
So A1 to A251 is this, which we have
Yes.
used to get the row number. What will we use to get the column number here?
An angry 12 months. So
I think it will be A and B only.
yeah.
A2 to K2.
Would be B1.
A2, yes. Who is saying A2?
Like,
What do we need to do? We need to see what are the column indexes of these columns in our raw data, right? So we can't use A2. Why? Because we need to search for these names, right? So instead of A2, we will have to use B1, because this column I'm searching in my raw data, right? I'm searching for the index of this column in my raw data. So it will be B1. And where will I look it up? What is the lookup array?
A1 to K1.
A1 to K1 in the data sheet, right? A1 to K1, comma 0. Clear? Or there are any questions on this? Anyone?
Yeah, I have a question, Sai.
Hmm.
Could you please explain the second formula starting from B1? Here we are calculating first we have calculated the column, that is clear to me. Now we are calculating on the rows.
No, this
Second
is calculation of the row number. This is calculation of column number.
First we have done is the row number. The second we are doing is the column number.
Yes. Right. So row number mein what did we do? What is the row number of this value in my raw
You
data?
have to reshare, please.
What?
You have to reshare.
Reshare.
Oh. Not able to see kya?
This is
Nothing.
completely blank.
One second. Now to I'm not even getting that notification that it is not visible. 1 second, I'll be back. So if you are able to see now, yes. First we have calculated row number. This is column number, and in column number what will we do? We will look for these names in the raw data. And in the raw data, where will I find these names? In the first row. What is the first row? A1 to K1. Okay? Mida?
Yeah, clear.
Okay? Okay.
Can you just go back to the data sheet?
Sorry?
Can you just go back to the data sheet?
Right. So this is A1 to K1, and this is A1 to A251. At 12 angry men, ka rating is 9.01, which is what we will get if we press enter here. Right? Clear, everyone? Any questions? Pawan? All clear? Apurva? I don't know the full name. T? Okay. Now, the idea was that I use this same formula across the sheet. But if I press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, I get an error. Why is that?
we'll have to freeze the table.
We will have to do the correct freezing, right? First thing, okay. We will have to do the freezing in 3 parts. One is this array, second is this match, third is this match. So we'll start off with the first one. In this array, what do we need to freeze? Why do we need to freeze? Everyone knows. If I do control C, control V, what has happened? This has moved from A1 to A to K to 51. From there, it has moved to A2 to K252. K252 does not have anything, right? And we need the entire data range to be available in the index function at all times, right? So if I try to shift it to the right as well, this is also a problem because it has now started from B1 to L251. L is blank and B1 will start matching this value. So this is also potentially a problem, right? So what do I need to do? The first order of business here is I need to freeze my input array. This has to be the same, irrespective of if I move towards the right or if I move towards the bottom. So I want this to be frozen in such a way that if I move towards here or if I move towards here, these should be exactly the same. So what will I do? I will freeze both the rows and columns. Okay. So if I move towards the right, then also it is the same. And if I move towards the bottom, then also it is the same. Okay. There are still issues there, which we will figure out. But this portion, everyone is clear. Is because this is the master data set, right? If you remember in index, this array has to be the same for us in this use case, right? Okay. Now coming to the next part, that if I put it towards the right, release, this is not the release date. If I go towards bottom, again error I am getting. So what will I have to fix now? This second match. The first part is done. This is the second part. Now what is happening? If I am pulling this one row down, see, this is okay. A3, A2 has become A3, which is fine because I'm searching for this value in my raw data. So this is okay for now. Data here, whatever I was doing, A1 to A251, that has changed, right? I don't want it to change. I want it to remain A1 to A251 till the time I'm going till the end, right? So I don't want the row number to change. So dollar here, dollar here. But I will not put a dollar here. Why? Because if I do that, at all times, I will be searching for 12 angry men in my raw data. So I will not freeze this value. I will only freeze A1 to A251. Okay? Clear? We'll go step by step. Okay? Now, when I do Control C, Control V, look at what has happened. A3 is okay. A1 to A251 is also okay for now, right? But even now I am getting an error. Why is that? Because look at the second part. B1 has become B2. So when I was searching for these values in my raw data, B1 has to remain B1 at all times, right? Because if I go down, it is searching 9.01 in the column names, which I don't want, correct? So I will freeze this value $1, right? Clear? And I will also freeze B1 has to always look into A1 to K1. So when I'm going down, A1 has to remain A1, K1 has to remain K1. So I will freeze this. I will freeze. Okay. Now I will check Control C, Control V. Godfather 9.2 rating. Let us check. Godfather 9.2 rating. Only one movie has 9.2 rating in all of these. So this is correct for now. Okay? Clear? So far, any questions whatsoever so far, please tell me. If not, we can proceed. Okay? Vishali?
One question, Sahil, regarding freezing the values. In the very first formula, we are freezing $A1, and rest of the things we are freezing with a single dollar. So how we can differentiate this? We need to put this.
We'll get to that. We are getting to that. The first one I was saying A1 to K1, 2K to 51, because every time, irrespective of wherever I am looking for, whatever match, etc., I'm doing, I don't want this value to change at all. When I'm going towards the right, when I'm going towards the bottom, I don't want this value to change. It has to refer, because this is the superset of our data, right? The
Agree.
index function has to search within this data range. So I don't want it to extend from K1. I don't want to extend it to below 251, right? So that is why this has to be frozen on both counts. This is clear.
Clear.
The second and third values which we changed, I showed that what is happening if I'm changing, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Once. So irritating. Sorry. Yes. Now, this is, if I drag it down one step, it is still okay. If I extend this formula to the right, what has happened? I'm still getting the rating, but I should have gotten the release date. What is happening here? When I'm dragging this to the right, you see a lot of values are changing. Correct? If you see, let us go one by one. This value is frozen completely. So what is changing? A2 is changing to B2. So A2 is changing to B2. But we don't want this to happen. We want, whenever I drag this to the right, A1 has to be searched within A1 to A251. Correct? So when I'm changing from this to this, A1 is changing to, sorry, A2 is changing to B2. I don't want this to change because I want 12 angry men to be searched, right? So I will freeze column A. Now, when I move again I'm getting an error. Why? Now, anyone tell me why am I getting this error?
Data range has been changed.
Data range has changed. Instead of A1 to A251, it has changed to B. So when now it is searching for 12 angry men within column B of my raw data. Column B has ratings, it will never
Ratings.
match. है ना? So again, this I have to freeze. This and this. Okay. Again frozen. Copy, paste. Again, I am getting release date. Instead of release date, I'm getting the rating. Now what is happening? Moving from here to here, what is changing? The last match has some problem, right? Last match mein what is happening? Instead of A1 to K1, again I am getting B1 to L1. So this also has to be frozen. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Release date is fine. Let us extend it. Count of rating is also fine. Budget, domestic gross. This also seems fine. Let us 12 Angry Men ka the worldwide gross was whatever. Let's see. 12 Angry Men. Worldwide gross is okay. Budget 350K. Rating 9.01. This seems fine. Okay. Now, if I am extending this 9.2, 9.0, this seems like the correct formula, right? So what I can do, copy, paste. All the values are populated by one single formula without worrying about the column name, column number. Column name I have to worry about without worrying about column number, row number, and all that. Okay. So we went step by step that what is happening if I'm not freezing these values. So it was a little bit of a hit and trial, but if you try doing it on your own, and please do, you will understand better what is to be frozen, what is not to be frozen. So for example, if you freeze this $A, $2, what will happen? Every time it will look for 12 Angry Men, right? If you freeze $B, $1, every time it will look for rating, right? So let us say, just to show you, if I do this and if I extend this, what is happening? Every time it is looking for column B in my data and giving me the rating. So that is why this cannot be frozen. It has to be variable. Okay. Again, do try out on your own without taking any help and then get to the result. Okay. So you will understand index, match, VLOOKUP along with match. Okay. Clear everyone? I hope no questions. Okay. So what I'll do is I will share this file with you. So it is one intermediate file. Let me start uploading it. But again, all of this will be for nothing if you don't practice. So please. Even if you delay it by 1-2 weeks, you won't remember, oh, what is this freezing and everything. So please try out. Now let me share another file where we will discuss about XLOOKUP. Okay. So we will basically work on the same data set of this of movies, right? The same values and everything, some minor changes here and there. Okay. Now, if you remember the limitations of VLOOKUP, right? There is another function called XLOOKUP, which performs a lot of the same operations, right? The same data set, and we will move to XLOOKUP. So let us say we have release date. We want to search for budget and count of ratings on the basis of release date. Instead of movie name, let us assume the release dates are unique. Okay. Now, if I have to calculate the budget, what will I do? What was the syntax in VLOOKUP? I would have to say VLOOKUP this value in my date range, whatever, give the column number and exact match or approximate match, right? So it is VLOOKUP A5, comma, data A12, K251, comma, budget is, I think, 5, comma, 0. What happened here?
I think budget is in 2,0, right?
Ah,
Second row.
actually, but release date is not in column A, right? Release date is somewhere in the middle here, right? And budget is in column F. Count of rating is to the left of my matching column. Column F is the matching column. I need to calculate domestic gross and no, 1 second. Sorry. Release date is in column E. इस पे I have to match. Budget is column F and rating is column B. So rating is to the left of my matched column. So I can't use VLOOKUP here. Correct? What we discussed. If the matching column is to the right, or if the column to be extracted is to the right, only then I can use VLOOKUP. You remember, everyone? Arun, Manish,
Yes.
videos. So I can't use VLOOKUP here. So a better alternative, either I change the raw data or I use XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP mein the syntax is also simpler. What will I say? XLOOKUP A5, which is this value. I will give lookup array, as in lookup in this column and return column F. Simple. I don't need to be bothered about the column numbers as such. Only 3 arguments: lookup date or lookup value, where on the basis of what value I need to match, which is lookup array, and if it is a match, what will I retrieve? Okay, so a simpler syntax to the formula or the function overall, right? So I looked up on release date and got the budget. What all are the benefits? I did not have to select the entire range. I did not have to be bothered by the column number, and I could select individual columns that match on this column, return this column. Simple, right? Now, if I have to calculate the ratings, the count of ratings, rating is to the left of my lookup column. So this formula can easily be extended like this. Lookup A5, look it up in column E and return column D. Simple. Lookup in column E and return column D. Sorry, count of rating is what I wanted to get. Right? So essentially, I am retrieving a column which is to the left of my matching column. Okay? Clear, everyone? So 3 big advantages. Didn't have to select the entire array, faster execution, no need to remember the column numbers, no need to use match, and can search values even to the left of my matching column. Okay? That is the first big advantage of XLOOKUP. Now coming to the second one. XLOOKUP can return multiple columns simultaneously. So for example, if I have to get the movie name is Shawshank Redemption, I want to get 3 continuous columns in my raw data: rating, feedback, and count of rating. So these 3 columns are continuous: rating, feedback, count of ratings, right? So what can I do? When I'm doing the XLOOKUP, I can say XLOOKUP A5 match on this column, which is column A, which has the movie names, and return 3 columns together: B1 to D250. 3 columns have been retrieved in one go. Usually what I was doing, I was matching on A and returning B or returning C. Now I can return 3 columns together. ठीक है? निशांत, अभय, videos, अनुदेव, पल्लवी, शबाना, लक्ष्य, तनिषा, Tanish. Okay. Right. So if you see here now, whenever I am clicking on a column, on a value, this blue colored halo is appearing on these three columns, which means that all of these three cells have been retrieved using the same formula. I don't need to repeat 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0, 4 comma 0, nothing. Simply one formula which will populate the three, and then I can extend it till the end. Okay. Now, this is a use case of having continuous columns. Rating, feedback, and count of rating were together in my raw data. There were three consecutive columns. What if the columns are non-continuous? For example, for the movies, we have rating, release date, and budget. So if you see rating, release date, and budget, these are non-continuous columns. So how can I get the output? Before we understand, there is another concept, one small concept we need to cover. The function is called choose. So look at this. I have three values, ABC, DEF, and GHI. I need to put these three values in three different columns. Okay, so I will say choose 1, 2, 3, and these three. So I will get, stop sharing, I will get. So I will get these three values in different columns, right? Now, if I have to change this, if I only want to get the first and third value, I will say 1, 3. So the first value, ABC, and the third value, GHI, will be put in two different columns, right? Now, this was a little bit of a background. So this choose function will be used when my columns are non-continuous. So if you see here, what am I saying? Search for X5, sorry, look up H5, which is this value, match it on column A of my raw data, and return these three columns, B, E, and F, right? But choose 1, 2, 3. And why did I have to do this? If I don't use the choose function, the syntax of XLOOKUP would have been broken. Comma, I can't do it indefinitely, right? So that is why when I put choose, Excel understands that whatever values I am putting here are part of the same argument. Okay. So based on whatever I want to extract, column B, E, F, I can put them here so that again you see a blue halo is surrounding these three cells. It means that three values have been retrieved using the same formula, right? And I can extend this. Yes, Gaurav.
So in case I want further columns, 2, 3, there can be n number of values, right? 4, 5, 6, and then I'll just give the range of that column.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
So you can retrieve continuous columns as well, and you can retrieve non-continuous columns using XLOOKUP. Do try to figure out as a homework, can you do the same thing in normal VLOOKUP as well? Okay. Figure out. So we have seen another advantage of XLOOKUP here. Multiple columns are populated by one single formula, right? Now coming to the next part, XLOOKUP supports error handling. If you remember, in VLOOKUP, whenever there is a mismatch, it gives the hash and error, and we had to give if error separately. So if I have to give error handling, there is another argument in XLOOKUP. If you see lookup value, lookup array, return array, if not found is one argument, and it is in square brackets, which means it is optional. So I can give whatever value I want whenever it is not matched, not found. So I don't need to be bothered by if error function, right? I hope no doubts till now. Clear? Okay. Now, coming to the most important part of XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP has multiple match modes. Okay, what is match mode? We will cover. This is another very simple example of calculating using XLOOKUP. Again, A6 is this value. For inception, if we need to get domestic gross, we will search in data column A because that has the movie names. Then we will give return array. Gross is in column H. This is error handling, and this is the match mode. By default, if we don't give anything, let's say I had not given this 0, then also it would have done exact match. Okay. So the fifth argument for XLOOKUP is the match mode. 0 means exact match, similar to VLOOKUP. Okay. So this is the fifth argument. So currently we have discussed 5. First is the lookup value, of course. Second is lookup array. Third is return array. Fourth is error handling, and fifth is match mode. Till now I had not been using match mode because it was optional, and if I had not put the 0 value, it was a default value anyway. Okay. So this is the simpler or the straightforward selection of our output, right? What if the question is like this? Find the feedback of the movie with the rating below 8.95. Now we are not doing any exact match, right? This is a different match mode. So in XLOOKUP, there are different match modes. If you see here, 0 is exact match, what we did earlier. 1 is exact or next highest value in the lookup array. -1 is exact or next lowest value in the lookup array. What does this mean? Look at this question. Feedback of the movie with rating below 8.95. So the first movie which has the rating below 8.95, we need to calculate or extract. So because it is below exact or next lowest value, we will use the match mode -1. Okay. So we need to get the feedback of such a movie. So what will we do? We will do XLOOKUP. This value 8.95, we will take 8.95 in A9. We will look up this value in column B. Why? Because column B has the rating, right? So if we are searching for movie name, we will search in column A. If we are searching for rating, we will search in column B. Here, I hope, right? So A9, this value, we are searching in column B because it has the ratings, and we want to retrieve column C, which has feedback. This is error handling, right? NA, and this is the match mode. Match mode is next smallest value, right? Now, our answer is OKAY. If we look at the data, we will see what has happened here. So Excel or XLOOKUP will start searching from the first row right now. Okay. 8.95, 8.95, 8.95. It does not find it anywhere. But what we have said here is we want the next smallest value. Exact value is not found. So it will search for next smallest value. What is the next smallest value from 8.95? 8.9. Correct? So it will match on these two. Now there is a tie. Correct? So if we don't give anything, there is another argument. It is called search mode. -1 is the match mode here. There is another argument, search mode. We'll discuss it. So in the absence of a search mode, it will just go from the top to the bottom, right? So it starts from here, 8.95, 8.95. This is the next lowest value. And because row number 11 is first in the order, it will retrieve OKAY as the output. This is my output. Clear? Okay. Now there is another concept of search mode, how it searches within the string. So by default, if I don't put anything, it is equal to 1. Search mode by default, what is it saying? See, search from first to last. Okay. It will remain as it is because when it starts from here, it is searching from first to last. So this, with this tie, I get this answer. If I change it to -1, what will happen? Sorry, -1. The feedback will change to only OK. Why? Because these two are tied. It will search from last to first. What is the last value? OK in these two. Clear?
No, Sahil, we are using although the same function -1 and -1. So we are typing it twice. So that's the reason it's coming from bottom to top or how it is happening. So the first -1 has given the top value.
No. Neither are you paying attention. Anyway, okay. This first -1 is to show that we are using match mode of -1. What is our use case? We need to get the rating below 8.95. Correct?
Correct.
So the first match mode is this, whether we want exact or next lowest value. So this -1 is because of that, right?
Right.
The second -1 is when I'm saying when it is when there is a tie in our raw data. You remember 8.9, 8.9, there is a tie.
Yes.
So when there is a tie, it should search from last to first. So the second will be retrieved in this case. Okay.
Okay.
I'll repeat it if required. So this one is for the next lowest search. This one is when you are searching. So the first -1 will check whatever value is either equal to 8.95 or just lesser than 8.95. So the first -1 will shortlist these two values. Okay. The second -1 will tell us whether we want this value first, first to last, or last to first. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Hmm. Yes, yes. it will start, so it will start looking for values which are closest to 8.95 in the negative direction. So if it finds 8.94, let's say, so it will drill down on that value itself. And if that value had existed only once, it would have selected that value, right? So yes, so so arrange how the data should be searched for. So let us say in this case 8.95, say below, we need to calculate, right? Now it searches, it depends actually how we are searching. So right now we are doing -1, right? So it started searching from the below and it went up. Okay. It found 8.9, it found the second 8.9, right? Now when we say -1, it can return only one value. Lookups can return only one value, right? So how it searches is actually given by the second minus. So it started searching bottom to top. It went like this. It got these two values, tie, but because it has started searching like this, it will give us this okay. That is that is the C++ functionality which has been added at the back end. That we need to ask the developers of Excel, Prem. I don't know how it gets to that. Okay. Because whatever, like this function, eventually it is resulting into some backend code, right? That function is called when I use XLOOKUP. So that backend, even I am not aware how they do it, right? That is to be asked from the Microsoft Excel developers. Okay, that is beyond our scope of understanding.
I have one doubt. Like 8.95 is there, right? It was checking from the back and it found one value lower, like 8.94, and it stopped there. What if in the above there is 8.93, which is much lower, like that?
8.94 is also there, and 8.93 is also
No. 8.95 is there, right? Starting, it got 8.93, but above it has more nearest value 8.94.
Then it will only use only retrieve 8.94 in that.
Okay.
Only the first.
No, 8.95 is there, right? When it is checking from the below, it got 8.93, which is below 8.95. It won't start and it again goes checking the remaining rows also?
No, only the exact
first.
value. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, to make it clearer, had it been rating above 8.95, okay? Now let us try to solve this. What will we do? Instead of -1, we will use +1, right? Because 1 will be exact or next higher match. Right? Now what is the answer I am getting? Good 3. How? 8.95. Above 8.95, what is the value? These all are tied. Correct? So if I am not giving anything, it starts to search from the top to bottom. Right? 8.95 say the immediate highest value is 9, but 9 is tied. So when it finds, when I have not given any argument, so by default, it is equal to 1. Okay? First to last. So it will start searching from here. It will find 9 and it will find these 9 values, these 6 values. And because we have done first to last, it will give us good 3. Okay? Okay? Now, the interesting part is if I do -1 here, look for the next greatest value But in order of search, you go last to first. So what will happen now?
Good 8.
No, it will start from here. It will again drill down on these. But what is the order it is searching for like this? Sorry, did I say something wrong? Huh. It starts searching from this. It will match all of these. These are the next largest values, and it will give us good 8. Had it been +1, it would have been good 3, because in all these values, the first one is this. It started from the top and gave us good 3. If we do -1, it will start from the bottom, match all these 6 values at 9.0 and give us good. Okay? Clear?
Clear, sir. And the default value is +1.
1.
1. We are not giving, then only it will consider 1. Okay.
Okay. Now there is another search mode: binary search ascending, binary search descending. So if we do 2, it will order in descending order and then check. For us, in this use case, it is not relevant because anyway, this is ordered in descending order, right? So do try. If you do -2 +2 here, what will happen, and try to understand. Okay? In this case, it will not make a difference. Clear, everyone? If I, let's say, do -2 here, we'll get 8 good 8. And even if we do -1 here, we'll get good 8, because it is already sorted in ascending. And if I do +1, good 3. If I do +2, then also I'll get, acha, there is an NA value, so ignore this for now. There is this NA value, so it might be, NA is not there. Okay, leave it. Okay, so this was about the match mode and search mode. Now there is another interesting concept of wildcard in XLOOKUP. What is a wildcard? So we have used till now match mode of 0 for exact, 1 for next largest, -1 for next lowest. There is another thing called wildcard, which is for match mode 2. So look at this question. Find the worldwide gross of the movie starting with The Godfather. It can be The Godfather 1, The Godfather 2, Godfather 3, whatever, right? So we need worldwide gross of the movie starting with these keywords, the space Godfather. So what will we do? If you see here, XLOOKUP, The Godfather star is what I have used. That the movie name should start with these strings. After this, it can be anything. It can be space, it can be question mark, it can be part 1, part 2, part 3, or it can also be null. The name can be The Godfather, that's it. So star means it can be anything. It can be 10 characters, it can be 100 characters, it can also be 0 characters, right? So this is the first wildcard in Excel, right? So now again, data, because we are searching column A, we are wanting to retrieve column L, and this is the error handling, which I have kept as null, and this is the wildcard match mode. Match mode 2 means I am activating wildcard. So star is the first wildcard. Clear? Everyone? Arun, Vaishali, Manish, Dimple. So this is the first one we discussed. Look at another example. Find the worldwide gross of the movie having 7 in between and should have 5 words. So there was a movie called 7, this one. It was some horror starring Brad Pitt. Okay. SE7EN was the name of the movie. So we need to calculate the gross of that movie. So what will we do? We will search in column A of our data because we are looking for the movie name. We will retrieve column L because it has the gross. We will do some error handling and we will use match mode 2. Why? Because wildcard. Now, the question is, it should have 7 in between and there should be total of 5 words. So the second wildcard is question mark. What does question mark mean? That there should be one character compulsorily here. So question, question, 7, question means before 7, 2 questions, 2 characters, and after 7, 2 characters. But there should be 2 and only 2 characters to the left and to the right. Okay. So that is where we have the question mark wildcard. So star wildcard is more what I say relaxed. Okay, it can have any number of characters. Question mark means it can be any character, but the number of characters should be equal to the number of question marks. Clear? So this is the second wildcard. Now coming to so if the movie is like this, SEVEN, we have said SE7EN. So 2 question marks means 2 values, 2 characters here, 2 characters here. So first and second, right? There is another wildcard. It is called tilde, TILD, and its symbol is this one. When is tilde used? If I want to say that in my string there is a star or a question mark, then I use tilde. Right? Okay? Because star and question mark already mean something. If I want to say that the string should have a question mark, then I will use tilde. Okay? So this is a very commonly asked question. What are wildcards? And what are the types of wildcards? Clear?
Yeah. So I just sorry, just use case on this till. If I just want from a list of strings that have both one string as asterisk and other one as question mark, and I just want the strings of asterisk and I insert tilde sign there. So it will bring up both.
Yes.
The
Yes, it will.
yeah.
It will qualify both. But there is no alternative, right? You can,
yeah. Okay.
instead of tilde, they could have configured a backslash would mean question mark, star would mean something else. But then you'll have to give another wildcard for backslash also. So it is a never-ending cycle otherwise.
Right. Right. Okay.
All right. I hope these wildcards are clear to everyone. Right. Now coming to the last part of XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP can handle, okay. So another way to handle XLOOKUP is instead of giving just one value, you can populate multiple rows using the same formula without dragging it. So for example, till now we have been doing XLOOKUP only one cell and return the ranges. Right now I have said XLOOKUP A5 to A20. I selected the entire range in one go. And then look up in column A, return column B, whatever. So if you see now, if I click here, the entire column has a halo, which means all the values are calculated using the same formula, right? So this, if you are able to execute, if the data size is high, VLOOKUP would have taken a long time to drag the formula. But if the formula is retrieving you multiple rows in the same go, it is faster, right? So looking at all of these functions, can anyone tell me if VLOOKUP is better or XLOOKUP is better?
Mostly X lookup.
But then why does everyone use VLOOKUP? And why is no one aware of XLOOKUP? How many of you had heard of the functionality in XLOOKUP before? So why is VLOOKUP more popular? To be honest, I don't know the answer. I fail to understand why. But the only thing I hypothesize is VLOOKUP was a very old function. It started when Excel was launched. So it has become sort of a standard. So, Prem, you have the exactly right answer. XLOOKUP was an enhancement done later on. But by that time, most people were already comfortable with VLOOKUP. Even though XLOOKUP execution is faster, Prem. XLOOKUP, because you don't have to select the entire range, right? The execution is usually faster. Okay. So early adopter bias is what we observe in VLOOKUP. So do try whenever you are doing any analysis, try using XLOOKUP consciously. It will give you more flexibility. It will be less error prone, and it will enable you to not change the raw data so that you can look at the left most columns also, right? So there is this meme which Harshad had added in the content about XLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP is conversing with XLOOKUP, but okay. Right, now coming to, I hope XLOOKUP is clear, everyone. We'll come to
Yes, sir.
we'll come to conditional formatting now. Okay, we'll quickly cover conditional formatting because we also have to cover what if analysis. So we had already discussed some part of conditional formatting in the previous week. So there one functionality was left, that if I have more complicated formulae to write, for example, if I want to highlight movies with a rating greater than 8.8 and a high number of ratings, 1.2 million, greater than 1.2, then how can I do conditional formatting? So I will go to conditional formatting. I will create my own rule here. So go to manage rules. I've already created a rule before, so I can just go and edit it. So it is use a formula to determine which cells to format. Okay. There are all these other options as well you can try out, but I wanted to discuss formula based conditional formatting. So what is our use case? Highlight those cells greater than 8.8 and high rating, count of ratings. So format values when the formula is this, and rating greater than 8.8, which is in column B, and the count of ratings is greater than 1.2 million. So we have this AND function. So this is condition 1, this is condition 2. Only when both conditions are true, we will get a highlight. So highlight, you can change the color. Right? So one more way of doing customized formatting, customized conditional formatting. Okay.
One more question related to this. Like we are satisfying both the condition here. If I want only one condition need to be satisfied, either this is happening or that is happening, then can I use or here or?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So this is one simple use of formula-based conditional formatting. The second question is identify low budget movies, less than 10 million budget, and movies released after 2000. So we have release date and budget. Both are in messed up formats. Release date we have already discussed how we will fix it. How will we fix budget? It is in a string format right now. But this is much simpler, huh? Than fixing release date.
Is it like currency something?
Hmm?
We can use it in a currency function or something.
Currency function, but this is a string format right now because it has
Okay.
estimated at the end, so it is not a format change which you can do directly.
Split and then change.
Huh?
We can split it and then change.
Split it, then change. Okay, that is another way, a more manual way. What if I want to use just one formula?
Flash series,
Sorry,
bracket, flash series, like
flash fill. Okay,
yeah,
flash fill also I
Using
can
left
do.
function.
Using, so one, Shabana said flash fill. Yes, of course, that is an option. What if I don't want to use flash fill? I want to create a logic. Vaishali said using the left function. Left function. Okay, how will it work, Vaishali? Equal to left.
We
Left
will
will
have
get
to
me.
maybe we can figure out space like when we are getting the space we can use match function or
Okay,
sorry, yeah, match function.
that is okay. That is one way. Arun has given a better alternative. Simply use substitute. Substitute dollar with nothing. Substitute comma with nothing. Substitute space estimated with nothing. So you will have to use nested substitute, right? How will we do this? Substitute this value. Old text is dollar
Comma space
and no, can't do it in one go, huh? Substitute dollar with nothing. First we remove the dollar. Then again another substitute.
substitute over substitute like
Yes. 1 second. Sorry, Nida, a lot of effort for you.
No issues.
Worst money I've ever spent on a laptop. Substitute. The second substitute will be text. What is the old value? Replace it with nothing. Old value is a comma. So the commas are also removed. The third substitute you can do. Wherever substitute can be used, use it. And then
Space.
space तो हट गया already. Number right. So this is one way to do it because I removed space here itself. Space estimated. Right. This is one way. Another way is, of course, what someone mentioned, flash fill. Another third way is we substitute comma and then we use mid. And we use mid starting from the second character up till the point we get a space. That is the third logic. That we substitute comma first, Then of the remaining value, we do mid, starting from the second position till the end of this step, whenever we are getting a space. So it is doing mid, start from position number 2, and the end character should be when we find a space, -1, right? So that is yet another way to solve this, right? So multiple ways to do the same thing. We have seen this earlier as well, right? Clear?
Yeah. So in this, I can see on row number, I think 26, there is a different currency used. Do we also need to?
So if this is the use case that there is another currency, then substitute will fail here, right? Then mid will be a better way to do it, right? Because mid will start with position number 2 and get you to before the space. But good question. Yes, I missed that. Okay. Now, when you have the year also and budget also, you can use conditional formatting.
And for the flash fill, we will be using the numeric value and then we will fill the series. Control E.
Flash fill, you can give the exact number that if the string is like this, the answer should be 225 million. And control E, we can do like this, flash fill, right? Clear? So flash fill, if you see row number 26, it is handling the yen sign also. Okay. Now quickly coming to the next part, which is conditional formatting 3. Highlight movies with either an unknown domestic gross or rating between 8.5 and 9. So two conditions: domestic gross should be unknown or rating should be between 8.5 and 9. So how will we do it? Conditional formatting, manage rules. See, again, it is using not found. If we are searching for not found and the output is a number, so this is one condition. The second condition is that the rating should be between 8.5 and 9, right? And either of the conditions can be true, this one or this one, right? I think this concept we already discussed in the first session, that not found, either the domestic gross is equal to not found or it is between 8.5 and 9. So this though is much simpler. Not found ke liye we have used this condition, right? That if we search for not found, the output should be is number, because then it will give the position. Clear? Conditional formatting?
Yeah, but here they have asked in between of 8.5 and 9. So we are using the separate function for both the ratings.
See, I am saying it should be greater than 8.5 and less than 9.
Can we use a between function here?
Between, I'm not sure between is there in Excel or not.
Okay, so we have to give these two conditions here as well if they are asking between.
Just check if between is something you can directly use. I haven't seen between
But
as a
in
function.
SQL we can use between.
SQL method, of course, you can use, but might not be there in Excel, is what I have understood.
Okay, so that's the reason we are giving AND here, because we are checking these two conditions.
Greater than 8.5 and less than. Okay.
If it is only a single condition, then we are not supposed to give AND.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Do try out this as well. Yes. Conditional formatting. So if you use conditional formatting, it is best to select this entire thing, then do conditional formatting, then create the rule. So if you use only the first value, it should work. Okay. Because you can't give the entire range, now it will be too complex unnecessarily. Just give the first row and then you can directly extend it. There is no need of giving a range in conditional formatting. Just select whatever is the range you want to put conditional formatting on and just give, okay, this column should have this condition, this column should have this condition, by selecting the first value like this. See, C4 first row, B4 again first. Hai?
But even though the frozen function is being used here, even
That
the
is okay. Yes, it will extend automatically.
Okay, it will extend automatically. We do not need to do. Okay.
Okay, but try out. You might find some errors when you are using it for the first time. Okay. And if you see here, there is another option. Stop if true. I think if I select here, it will only do in the first instance. But again, try this out. Okay. So I will share this file as well with you. I hope there are no questions till now. And then we will quickly move to what if analysis. Okay. Give me 1 second. The second file I'm sharing here. So check if you are able to download this file, and then we will focus on what if analysis. So what if analysis is the last topic we will discuss today. 1 second. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So what if analysis is used to create multiple scenarios. Has anyone worked on what if before? So it is a very powerful feature of Excel, which
Yes,
is
I
used
have.
to, sorry,
Yes, I have. Like,
is it
yes, actually,
Darshan?
I have worked on what if functions.
Okay, Manish. Okay, cool. Okay. So what if helps us to simulate multiple conditions in one single go, right? So just for an example, there are three methods of what if analysis, right? The first one is what we will discuss. I think everyone would have heard about SIP. What is SIP? Systematic investment plan, wherein you put a fixed sum of money every month and you will get a return from the market. And at the end of, let's say, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you will get a corpus amount, right? And SIP is the best way to invest for retail investors like us, right? A lot of people get into direct stock investing, or direct intraday trading, or or futures and options. Those are not ideal for retail investors like us, who get to know things the last, whatever is happening in the market, right? So SIP proven to be the best option for us, right? But anyway, let us say you invest 10,000 rupees monthly in an SIP. You do this investment for 20 years, and the yearly rate of return is 10%. I hope you are not getting some drilling noise. Okay. What about videos? Prem, Darshan, Harsh, Tanish, Deepika. Last topic of the day. Right. So now if I have to calculate returns, that after the end of 20 years, how much corpus will I have generated? So there is a formula, FV. Okay. So it helps you to calculate the corpus. So currently everything, so monthly SIP is in months, years and return rate are annualized. So this is the annualized return rate, number of years. So the returns function takes three arguments. First is what is the monthly rate of return? So we have to convert this 10% into monthly. So it will be B6 by 12. Monthly SI, the number of months I will be doing this. NPER is the function. The number of months I will be putting the SIP. So it is B5 into 12, right? And then the third is monthly SIP amount, which is being withdrawn. So using these three values, I get a corpus that if I invest 10,000 rupees every month for 20 years with a 10% return rate, I would have invested 24 lakh rupees in 20 years. But because of the compounding effect, it will have increased to almost 76 lakhs, right? So this is the power of compounding. Correct? And I think this is known by most of you. Now, if I have to simulate that if my return rates keep on changing, right? If the rate is 7%, 10%, 15%, 20%, and so on, how will my corpus be different? Right? One way is, of course, you just drag the formula across, but it will become challenging when you have too many data points. So another shorter and more structured way is to do this simulation using what if analysis. Okay. So in order to do that, first you will put the base value, which is this. Currently it is in a negative form because it is outflow. So we change the sign of it to minus. So we get a positive value, right? Now we select this entire thing. Do you want to try this out along with me? Should I share the file also? Let me share once. That will be easier actually. So let me share on chat. A very small file, so it will be uploaded quickly. Right. So try to download this. Okay, let me know when you are able to. Okay, now if we were to do what if analysis here, go to this tab, what if one. Okay. Select this entire thing, go to data, what if analysis. There are three aspects to it. We will select data table. Now here, there are two inputs we need to give, row input cell and column input cell. Currently, we don't have a row input. We only have a column input. Column input is this 10%. So when we press OK, we will have this simulated value. What will be the return for all different return rates? Right? So in one shot, we are able to perform this simulation like this. So do try out once. I'll wait for a couple of minutes. Data table. Row input cell we don't need to give. We need to just give column input cell. Why? Because this is in the column form and we want to simulate this value. So 10% will become different values. So in column input cell, select this 10%, B6, and press OK. So you will get this thing. If you want me to repeat again, select this entire range. What if data table, column input. Okay.
Sorry. So why didn't we choose the row? Can you?
We did not choose the row because of the way this has been added here. So all these values have been put in the same column.
Okay. Okay.
So
In case we wanted the column also to be populated in some other way, so we could have used. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Right. Clear, Prem? Able to generate this view? Others? Deepika?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, let us say we want to simulate the number of years we have invested as well as the return rates. So a 2x2 grid if we need to, or a 2-dimensional table we want to create. So how will we do this? Select the entire thing. What if analysis, data table. Now we have both the inputs. We have row input. The values in this row have to be simulated based on years, and value in the column has to be simulated based on return rate. Right? Then press OK. We have the simulated values now. Right?
I have a question here, but here the table is showing all the different year range 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And we are using the same value for the 20 years. Then how it is changing according to the table?
So when we gave row input and column input, right?
Yes.
Excel understands that the base scenario we have created is on this value. That is why we will need this value somewhere in our data. So the very fact that we are giving these two inputs, that row input is this and column input is this. So Excel understands that the simulation we are trying to do, row input has to be for all these different values. Column input has to be on the basis of all these values. So it is the backend logic created by Excel for what if analysis. Right? The only thing we need to do is get these values correct at whatever values you want to actually simulate on, as well as these values. And then keep the raw value, the base value somewhere. So then it will understand that whatever I'm giving here in the data table, this is the base scenario. For row input, this is the base input. For column input, this is the base return. Right? So we need to make sure that the way we are structuring it is correct. Rest everything is handled by Excel. Okay.
I mean to say, if we are doing it manually with the help of VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, then the formulas will be different.
Yes. Then you will have to create a formula. Right now, so we did not create a formula at all, right?
Okay, we just give the cell values and according to the table, it has been adjusted.
Yes.
Okay.
No, so then also it will work, but all the if we had given a hard-coded value, then it might not work. Yes. Anna, clear everyone? So this is a very quick way of doing a two-dimensional table, right? And it is used a lot in financial modeling, financial simulations. Okay. Clear everyone? We'll proceed. Okay. So this was the first part of what if analysis. The next bit we will go to oh, 1 second. There is another tab called What If Analysis Goal Seek. Okay. So, total cost. So this is another use case. Let us say there is one restaurant. It manufactures or it produces rotis. Okay, produces chapatis. So there is a cost structure associated with the chapati making, right? You will have wheat, which you will have to purchase, and then you will be able to make the chapatis. But for 1 kg of wheat, you will be able to produce n number of rotis, right? So in this case, the cost of wheat is 34 rupees per kg. You are making 17 rotis per kg of wheat, and the total number of rotis you make daily is 1000, right? So the total cost for the dhaba is 2000 rupees. How did it get derived? The number of kgs of wheat required per day, which is 1000 divided by 17 into cost, right? So 1000 by 17 will give us the number of kgs required, and 34 is the cost per kg, right? So this is the cost structure of the restaurant. Now the owner asks the restaurant to reduce the cost from 2000 to 1500. Okay. The workers have to reduce the cost. They cannot reduce the number of rotis they make every day because that is the demand they have to fulfill. They cannot change the cost of wheat because they are purchasing it from somewhere. The only thing under the restaurant's control is the number of rotis they can make per kg. How can they do that? They can either create smaller rotis, or they can mix some cheaper alternative in the wheat. They can mix bajra or whatever is cheaper. I don't know. Right? Whatever cheaper ingredient they can find, they can add it to the wheat to increase the number of rotis they use per kg. Right? So now the workers have to simulate that at what rotis per kg number will we drop to 1500. Now that calculation has to be very precise, right? Because they will be using the same structure for a long time. So the one way is for the workers to manually simulate. Okay, 17 we will have to increase, right? To reduce the cost, the number of rotis per kg will have to increase. So 18 pe what happens? Oh, it is still 1880. 20 kgs, it is still 1700. 23 kgs or 22 kgs, it is 1545. 25 kgs, oh, it dropped more. So they will have to do these manual precise calculations, and it is not physically possible to do up to 3 decimal places, right? So looking at this base value, here is where we can use the concept of goal seek. So just select something here, select 17 or something, go to data, go to what if analysis, goal seek. Now in goal seek, we have 3 arguments. Set cell C5. No, we need to set cell C7. C7 to what value? 1500. By changing the cell, what is under their control? Rotis per kg? C5. Right? So change C7 to 1500 by changing the value in C5. Now, if I press OK here, so there will be some simulation running at the back end, and you can see as soon as I press OK, you can observe this value changing. So I am pressing OK. Did you see? There were some simulations done, and we have arrived at a very precise number, right? Now, if the user says, if the restaurant owner says, no, reduce this further, then to 1000. So we'll go, we'll seek, set C7 to the value 1000 by changing the cell C5. Again, when I press OK, there are simulations running at the back end, and we will get to another number. By chance, it is a very precise number, but that doesn't happen in real life. Okay. So what if means if we have multiple input scenarios, how will our output change? Or if we already have an output, what is the input we need to give to come to the exact and precise value of our input, right? So it will save a lot of time, it will save a lot of manual effort, and you will get a very precise number. Okay. So this is an example of reverse engineering of sorts, right? But that has been handled by Excel. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So the last topic, and I don't think it is very helpful, but just to complete what if analysis, I will share with you. So if you see, the last part is scenario manager. So let us say our use case has expanded like this. Right? Wherein we have cost of wheat, we have rotis, the number of rotis made, cost, we have cooking cost, we have selling price as well. So we have the full P&L. What is the income? What is the cost? What is the profit? This is scenario one. There is another scenario where our cost structure is slightly different. So we have a different profit. So I can build out these scenarios in scenario manager of what if analysis, and then simulate that at what different values of rotis per kg, how will my profit change, right? See, this thing you can do manually itself in Excel, right? This is just one more way to store data and get the simulation. So we go to data, we go to what if analysis, scenario manager. So these are 4 scenarios which I have already created. That cell 8, if I see, if I just go and edit, here it is asking me the scenario name, which is cell 8, by changing the cell F5. What is F5? Number of rotis per kg. So if I press OK, it will ask me, what is the quantity you want to build a simulation on? So it is 20. I press OK. So similarly, I will put different values of cell per kg into these scenarios, and then I can create a summary like this. Scenario summary. Okay. So it will create a new pivot or new table where with different cell values, I have the corresponding values of my profit. Not a very helpful use case, but okay. Just for the sake of completion, I covered. I don't find it personally useful. It is more prudent to do this in normal Excel. Okay. So that is it in terms of covering topics for today. I think we have covered quite a few things. So I would like to conclude here today's session. If you have any doubts, let me know. Parallelly, I will launch the poll as well. Please give in your feedback. And any questions, let me know. If you don't have any questions, we can conclude today's session. We have already covered a lot of things, and we'll meet back next week.
Sir,
could you share the outlier file last time we have done?
Is it? I didn't share. Kya? Okay.
The session ended just before downloading. So
Sahil, I do have a question regarding the X lookup, uh, sort and all. If we can go to that particular
Just a
case.
second. I am uploading that file. It will take a minute max. Give me. I think it is uploaded. Just see if you're able to download this. Huh. So you had a question on Gaurav, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. So the scenario of X lookup where we are giving sort -1 and such. Just wanted to confirm one thing. We were checking on the rating column that time.
This one?
Yes. So in the 9B9 right column, we are giving, I think, sorry, 1. Okay. And this is for above. And when we say, if we just want to find the rating just below 8.95. So we'll use -1 at that moment. But this column in the data sheet, this is sorted, kind of sorted format.
Sorted, yes.
Yes. Suppose if I say I want the movies that had budget just below 1 million, or just below some figure. So this column is not sorted. So suppose that there is a 93 million row, or row number 12, let's say row number 12 has, and I say I want just below 93 million who have. So would it search for it in the whole column, or it would just like found out that okay, 8 million is just below just
It
the
will
previous
search for. It will search the entire range.
range. Okay. So it doesn't depend on like the sorting, if the column is sorted or not, right?
Yes. Only if there is a tie between two values, two budgets, it will
Then
pick
it
the
would
first one.
All right. Okay.
But that also you can control. That
Yeah,
you
with
want first to
-1.
last.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's
all right.
And just one more. Sorry. About the scenario build-up we discussed just now. Do we usually get to do that, or we in some other area, not just data analyst? Is it useful for other people?
The third one?
Third one, yeah. Where scenario has to be simulated.
It can be, but I feel it is faster in normal Excel. There might be some product related use cases which you might have to store and build on top of it. So at that point, it can be helpful.
Actually, we are using this for financial modeling. Like in PwC, we have used multiple time in financial modeling
to save the inputs, right?
Yeah, correct.
So in that it can be used. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the term save the input. What do we mean by that?
You remember we had done cell 8, cell 9, cell 10, where I saved that this is the argument value.
Okay. Just for kind of a reference, we could say. Okay.
Not reference. If you want to save that, okay, scenario 9 means this, scenario 10 means this, and on top of it, if you want to build something based on those inputs.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
All right. Before we meet next time, please do practice the basic functions, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index match. In the next session, we will first discuss about pivot tables. And in the second session, we will do dashboarding in Excel. So that will be a full hands-on session. where it is best if you make the dashboard along with me, right? So most of it will do on pivot table itself, some more nuances which we will cover, right? So that you are able to build dynamic dashboards in Excel. Okay, so you can choose to just look at what we are doing, but it will be great if you could also work along. That will be much more helpful, right? Okay. Till the time we were in this session, let me pause.
Recording stopped.
Till the time